We're going to go over a front kick today. Shomengeti is the Japanese term for that. Shomengeti is front kick. So just one quick side note, as you go through your martial arts training here with us, is you're going to be experiencing some Japanese terminology along the way. You'll pick it up over the time, but you'll learn basically dojo terminology. Doesn't mean you have to speak fluent Japanese, but that you'll start to pick up that, so that if you go to another dojo somewhere and they have Japanese terminology that they're using, most traditional Okinawan and Japanese instructors use dojo terminology in Japanese, and so you'll hear those things, and we'll go over those as you go through your lessons and as they become applicable to your training. So today it's Shomengeti, it's front kick. This is a front snap kick. Now, again, a quick side note with Uechi-Ryu and Okinawan martial arts in general is we punch above the belt and we kick below the belt. That's your hands are the closest tool for you above the belt, and your feet and legs are the closest thing for a defensive and offensive tool for you below the belt. And so targets below the belt and above the belt makes sense to be able to apply the quickest and the closest tool for that technique. Excuse me. So today we're going through Shomengeti. It's a front kick. We're going to go through that. Fairly simple. Again, like the front punch, I'm breaking it down into very simple processes so that you can see along the way. A lot of people say, all right, we're going to do front kicks, ready to go. And then you start going through the front kick, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I've never done front kicks. I've never done anything like this before. I break it down for you, so it's very simple for you to follow along. I want you to be able to get it along the way, every step of the way. And so the front kick is done fairly simply. It's going to consist of a couple of different steps. The first step is you're going to draw your knee up. Basically, just the knee that you're standing on, you're going to bend slightly, and you're going to bring your knee up. I'll do a mirror image for you again. So if you want to practice with me as I go through the steps, you can do that. But I'll give you an opportunity to practice, like we always do, once I explain the technique. And so the technique for a front snap kick is the knee is going to come up. You're going to be parallel. You don't want your knee, way up in the air, and you don't want your knee way down here. You want your knee to come up and be parallel, all right, coming out. So you're going to start with knee up. Notice that my foot is also parallel to the deck of the floor. So when I bring my knee up, my foot is also parallel. I want to make sure that it stays this way and that I don't allow it to drop, all right? If I allow my foot to drop and I kick out and it comes into contact with something before I'm ready, it can, just like if your hand is bent, it's going to break your hand. It's going to do the same thing to your foot. So you want your foot straight out. The next thing that we're going to do is, so we'll bring the knee up. The foot is parallel to the floor. We're going to kick out. We're going to point the toe, bring it back, and down. Now, in Okinawa martial arts, if you watched any videos, if you've done any background training on martial arts from Okinawa, we kick with the toe. And the reason for that is because if you're in a self-defense situation on the street, you're going to be kicking with the toe. If you've ever worn a pair of tennis shoes or anything like that out on the street and you've actually done a front snap kick with your tennis shoes on, it's hard to curl your foot back or your toes back to kick with the ball of the foot because the shoe is there. Also because the shoe is there, it protects your toe so that you can kick with the toe of the foot. And so that's what we practice in the dojo. If we practice front snap kicks in the dojo on a pad and we're kicking with force, yes, we do curl the toes back and we kick with the ball of the foot. Most students that train today do not do enough katikate, which is conditioning. They do not do enough conditioning to be able to kick with the bare toe full force into a target without injuring their foot. So we teach curling the toes back when you kick a pad is different than when you are practicing kicking with the toe. But for the most part, it's just curling the toes back. The function of the kick is exactly the same. There's nothing really different about it, other than you curl the toes back so that you kick with the ball of the foot rather than the toe. But for practicing kata, 1, 2-step, 3-step process techniques, when we're doing just basic kicking, you're pointing that toe, because again, we practice for practical application of our martial art in a self-defense situation. Then you're not going to typically be wearing shoes that are just going to allow you to curl your toe up, and you're going to end up kicking with the toe, and we want you to train with that. Also, traditionally in Okinawa karate, they condition the toes of the foot so that they can kick with force with the toe. Again, we don't train at that level typically, and so we have different applications of our front snap kick. But for this particular technique, what we want to practice is, we want to practice bringing that knee up. We want to kick out straight, straightening that toe out, bringing it back into a ready position, and then back down. So knee up, foot parallel, leg parallel, knee parallel, even with the belt, kicking straight out, extending, bringing it back and back down. Now, one thing that I would add to that is the speed at which you draw your kick back. All right, from here, I've kicked out, I'm drawing it back. The speed at which you draw back should be as fast as the speed at which you kick out. And the reason for that is, the longer your foot is extended, the more exposed you are. Again, we train, all of Okinawa martial arts train for practical application on the street. If you leave your foot out for an extended period of time, it throws you off balance, it allows somebody to grab a hold of your foot, all different kinds of things. So you want that foot to come up, out, back, and down as quickly as possible, all of that, as quickly as possible, because you don't want to be on one foot for too long. What balance do you have better? 2 feet or 1 foot? 2 feet, of course. So that's the way we train. All right, let's do a couple of kicks. Again, I'm going to mirror image. So you'll start with your right foot. I'll start with my left. We'll mirror image as you would do in a classroom environment. And so I'm going to put my hands up just in a ready position. Just bring your hands up, close your fist tight. This is going to teach you to keep your hands up. Again, we're going to bring that leg up, and as we do, we're going to make sure that the knee that is our stabilizing knee is going to be slightly bent. If it's straight, I'm not going to build the power in my kick, and I'm not going to have very good balance. So as I bring that kick up, I'm keeping my knee slightly bent. Not a lot, but slightly, okay? So here we go. All right, knee up, out, back, down. Right left foot. Knee up, out, back, down. Right foot. Knee up, out, back, down. Left foot, up, out, back, down. Just like in our punches. Start off slow. Get the mechanics. Get the technique down. Make sure you know what you're doing so you're not practicing incorrectly and learning incorrectly. You're going to learn correctly all along the way. So I'm going to make sure that I always go over these things with you as we move on. We'll build on that technique. We'll do a review. We'll build on it, and we'll move on. And that's the way our online martial arts program works. So now we're going to do kicks a little bit faster, but not at full speed, and not at full strength. Again, we're learning. We're building on the process. You ready? We'll do 10 kicks. We'll start with the right leg. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, rook. Well, and this happens from time to time. We have technical difficulties. Normally I would cut this and I would redo this whole video because I want the video to be as perfect as possible for you. But right now I'm going to continue on because I want you to see that there are things that happen in the classroom, virtually and brick and mortar classes, that you just can't have control over. All right. So again, let's start that one more time. This time I'll try to keep my headgear on without it falling off. All right, let's try it again. Ready? We'll start with the right leg, doing front snap kick, Shomengeti front kick, Basic technique. Ready? Ich, ni, san, chi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. All right, 10 kicks. 5 on each leg. So that's our front snap kick, Shomengeti. Again, we'll try it one more time. We're gonna go slow. Knee up, toes pointed out, kick out, back, and down. If you can do them slow like this, then I encourage you to do that. It may take you some time to build your balance, to get the technique in, to build this quad muscle right here. But if you can do that slowly like that, that's going to be a very good training technique for you. And you'll be able to do, then you'll be able to just snap kick, snap kick, snap kick, okay? Then you'll be able to do your Shomengetis as hard as fast as you want, okay? Doing it slow doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're practicing the technique, you're getting that technique down, and you're getting ready to be able to apply that technique full speed, full power later on in your training.